to episode 4 of Two Brothers Talk Sports. We are here with Chad Pelletier, Jay Wheatley. There are two brothers, our sports fanatics, bringing it to you raw, uncut, and unwatered down like you get from those network sportscasters. We are going to really be getting into the thick of things. We're going to kick it off with Week 16 recap. But guys, anything you want to say to our viewers before we get started with this?
I'm Chad Pelletier, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to put your own comments below on any of the topics we talk about. Remember to smash that like button, share with your friends, subscribe to this channel, because this is where real guys are talking real sports. We're not going to water it down. We don't have the handcuffs on us like ESPN, NFL Network, or any of the other sports networks that are out there. We don't have to worry about somebody telling us we have to be politically correct, because guess what? We don't give a damn about being politically correct.
And you know what? If we want to drink, we drink.
Exactly.
Sorry.
We want to smoke, we smoke.
We smoke cigarettes. We're having a good time.
And
I just want to say once again, happy holidays. And, look at our Buccaneer pup over here. She's all about sports, too. Look how excited she is. Fuck the world. Take it away, Chad. Let's talk about Week 16.
As always, behind the camera, your moderator, Heather Pelletier, wife to Chad, sister to Jay, and
tries to keep us in line, but she thinks she's Johnny Cash, but she's not.
On topic, in line, and when to shut the hell up.
But not walk the line. Oh shit! And I just dropped my beer. Shit.
All right.
Cut that.
So, as I said, we're gonna kick this off with our Week 16 recap. And as we go through, you'll get some talking about the games and, what came out of that week. We're going to start with our Vikings at the Saints game. It was a 52-33 win for the Saints. Guys?
All right, Chad, you got to take this one.
All right, Alvin Kamara. This was the Alvin Kamara show.
Absolutely.
Now, Sean Payton, I think you cheated your player out of holding a record. 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. You could have gave Alvin Kamara so he could have tied the record, and then the next drive, let him break the record. I think you should have done it, but you didn't.
How many rushing touchdowns did he have?
He finished with 6, which ties an NFL record.
Beautiful.
But like I said, Sean Payton, you could have let the man break the record. I'm upset you did not let the man break the record. That's the only thing I'm upset with the New Orleans Saints in this game. But here's my question. Has Alvin Kamara peaked too soon? Did he just draw a big target on his back?
Or was he peaking at the right time? This is a week before the playoffs, or before the end of the season, basically. Alvin Kamara, hats off to you, New Orleans Saints fans, and if you keep on messing with that light, I'm going to kick your butt. No, I don't know if Alvin Kamara has peaked. I tell you right now, he's been playing lights out football all year long. I tell you right now, if it wasn't for this guy, New Orleans Saints fans, no offense, you wouldn't be even nowhere near 13-3.
Is it possible Kamara's showing us what's to come and that record's going to get busted?
No. I don't think at all. I think Kamara has done this for a couple of years. Kamara, this ain't just a one-game wonder. Kamara is a good quarterback. And I tell you right now, running back. But the thing is this,
He showed them why they paid him that money.
Obviously, that's why he's making $42 million.
A big congratulations to anyone carrying Alvin Kamara on their fantasy league this week.
It's either that or he's got a schlong that long.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Sorry, I said raw and uncut, guys. Unfiltered as well.
No, my whole thing is okay, Kamara, you did it. You did it on a Vikings team that's a mediocre defense.
Yeah, exactly.
In all reality, let's call a spade a spade. You did it against a mediocre defense. Are you going to be able to do it to one of these defenses right now in the playoffs?
Guess we'll see.
Well, we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think without 100% Drew Brees, New Orleans, Kamara, you're great. I don't care how long your schlong is. Either way, without a healthy Drew Brees and potent Drew Brees, New Orleans, you're in trouble. I don't care whether you're playing the Bucks, whoever the hell you're playing, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I think
Kamara is not your only offensive weapon. You need a healthy Drew Brees.
And a healthy Michael Thomas.
That too.
And he's not healthy.
Yeah, right. Hey, Michael Thomas. Cleveland's calling. They need a receiver.
All right. Next up, we have our Tampa Bay Buccaneers against our Detroit Lions, 47-7, with our Tampa Bay Buccaneers blowing them out of the water. Jay?
Anybody who sits there and thought that Tom Brady was washed up and done, let's just go right now to the records. Tampa Bay 10-5, New England 6-9. Hey, New England, bye-bye.
You're officially in rebuild.
Bye-bye.
We will get to our records later.
But you know what? All I gotta say is so long for the dynasty. And you know what? It just goes to show you that, you know what? Hey, Billy Boy up in New England, your ass was not the answer. You should have kissed Tom Brady's ass just a little bit like fucking Tom Kraft did, but you didn't. Oh, we got Cam Newton.
I'll get into that in a little bit because there's something interesting I want to bring up about.
But as far as the Bucks-Lions game, the Lions want to sit there and call this a fucking little, oh, well, we were understaffed, all this shit. How many times you as Tampa Bay fans have sit there and watched the Bucks get blown out 56-14, yada, yada, yada? How many times has you as a Buccaneer fan sit there at Tampa Stadium and seen Barry Sanders run for 100, 200 yards against us and we get blown out? Did we ever bitch? Hey, Detroit, quit being a bitch. You got beat. Plain and simple. Tampa, hats off to you.
Look,
fuck Detroit.
Thank you, Tampa Bay, for securing a playoff spot.
Woo!
All right,
yes, ma'am.
And my take on this game is, Detroit, take the beating like grown men. You're a professional football team. You went out and played another professional football team. All this, they ran the score up on us. No, Tom Brady didn't play the second half.
Yeah, right.
The second string quarterback did. Our second string ran the score up on your first string. So that needs to tell you something right there. Your big paid players couldn't stop mediocre paid players on the field. So what are you crying about? You need us to send you a box of tissue courtesy of Tampa Bay?
Hey, Ford family. This is what I'm going to give you from Tampa.
I have to say something I heard the guys say earlier in the week regarding this. If I were a professional player and I heard my coaches or administration come out and say something like to the effect of calling it a Bush League game, I would lay down the rest of the season and say, I'll show you a Bush League team.
I want to say something about that whole Bush League or running up the score. And I don't care whether or not you're in pro, college, high school. I don't give a fuck if you're in Pee-wee football. The thing is this. Offensively, you are practiced to score touchdowns. Defensively, you are practiced to score stopping people scoring touchdowns. So if my third stringers, what am I supposed to tell a third string quarterback at University of Florida or Notre Dame? Just go out there and just run the ball. Don't score. Don't score.
No, and not to mention that some of these second string players and third string players that came out and scored on a first string offense, they might be in a contract year. So they're trying to get other teams to look at them.
Or they're fighting for their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. They're fighting.
To ask a team to lay down and what did you want us to do? Just start running the ball and then fall after 10 yards and letting the clock run out? No, your job as a defense, like my brother said, is to stop the other team from scoring. And I'm sorry, your team couldn't do that. Stop crying. You're professional men playing a professional men's sport. Take the tampon out.
Yeah, right.
You're highly paid. You're paid to do a job. And you're an NFL professional team. And to act like it was anything else is just pathetic. You were overmatched. You were overplayed. Suck it up and practice.
I want to say one more thing, too, if I can, please.
Of course.
Detroit, we used to play in your little division, the NFC North. We played the Packers. We played the Vikings, the Bears. We played you when you had Barry Sanders. I mean, how many times did Barry Sanders, run for 200 yards against the Bucks? Did you ever hear the Bucks bitch about you running up the score? Quit being bitches, motherfuckers. Get back to the factory and start doing what Detroit's best known for, and that's making automobiles. Because you sure as hell don't know how to make a winning football team, you sorry bunch of motherfuckers. Fuck you, Detroit. Sorry.
All right. So, obviously, a heated topic. Passionate, heated fans. Next up, we got our 49ers at the Cardinals. 20-12 in favor of the 49ers. Not expected, but what happened here, guys?
Whew, I gotta tell you right now, man. I think Kyler Murray. I guess that little injury that he had some point in the game. I don't know, whenever it was. Once again, God, just when you want to have faith in the Cardinals, they just blow up in front of your face. I mean,
every team's entitled to a bad day.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Oh.
My thing is, I think they. I think they were looking more forward towards next week's game. Number one, I think they went into this game overconfident, thought it was a lock win. Took them for
always
granted.
A bad idea.
Obviously.
You got to wake up and realize who's back on the field for the other team. And one of their best offensive weapons was back this past Sunday, and that's Kettle. Other than Travis Kelce for Kansas City.
They didn't have a Garoppolo. They didn't have a Garoppolo though for San Francisco. So Kettle came back. I mean, this was a game that.
But Kettle
won.
Kettle is one of them tight ends that is just he could take over a game. I mean, we've seen him do it. He's that tight end.
We've also seen how San Francisco just. They're definitely not the NFC Championship team that we saw last year.
No, I just think that the Cardinals took this game for granted.
I think they did. I think they did too. And unfortunately, I'm with Chad on this one. Cardinals, you were sleeping on it. You thought you had a fucking easy win in the desert. By the way, guess what, Arizona fans? San Francisco plays in the desert too, because California, once again, bunch of pussies. So, I don't know. This was just a game that I think really, Arizona, you took your opponent too lightly. And you know what? You might miss the playoffs. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. One less bird in the fucking playoffs.
All right. So, next, I would like to bring up our Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders. Final score 26-25.
Oh.
Miami Dolphins. Come on, Jay. I know you got a lot to say.
Real quick before you start, hands down, probably the best game of the weekend.
Definitely. Not the best game, the best play of the weekend. If you go back and look at that,
I'm looking at the score, and I was watching the game, and it was one of those games. It was back and forth.
Very true.
It was very back and forth. It wasn't one-sided.
Not at all.
This was your
good
true
game. It's actually a very, very good game.
As a football fan, this is the kind of game you love to
smash
watch.
mouth. Big plays, big highlights.
Here it is. The Raiders thought they had the game locked up.
Yeah, John Gruden.
When they took that 25-point lead, they thought they
with 29 seconds left, and the Dolphins
and Fitz
fucking magic.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
And here's the thing now. Moving forward into the playoffs, if the Dolphins are in the playoffs, do you interchange your quarterbacks at this point?
I would say, as a Miami fan, you know what? It's worked for you. Do it. Why not? I mean, you got Tag, and then you got Fitzpatrick. I don't know what to tell you, Miami. Whatever you guys are smoking on or snorting on or whatever. I mean, maybe you've watched a lot of fucking goddamn, Scarface. Hey, whatever's working for you this year, keep it up.
This is what I would say. If I was Brian Flores, the head coach of Miami Dolphins, I would take a page out of Sean Payton's playbook. Fitzmagic, you're our starter, but then we're gonna put Tua in like they do Hill.
Taysom Hill.
And use him. Is he gonna run the ball? Is he gonna can Tua go out there and catch a ball? Let's see what Tua can do other than play quarterback. But I'm telling you, in the playoffs, in the quarterback position, you're gonna need experience there. And I think this is where Fitzpatrick shines. I don't think you have a strong chance of moving forward into the playoffs if you start Tua. I think you start Fitzpatrick, let the experience, because this young kid, and work him into the game. Just work Tua into the game. And I really think if you interchange the quarterbacks in the game, I think the Dolphins can keep the other team off balance.
I think really all in all, what I've seen out of the Dolphins this year, like I told Kyle, our brother up in Indiana, love you, Kyle. I told everybody last year, I said, you know what, don't sleep on the Dolphins this year. I'm not saying that they're going to compete for the AFC East, with Brady coming down to Tampa. I just figured that this was like a Dolphin, this was a Dolphins team that you couldn't sleep on. I mean, this is a good Dolphin. I mean, look what they did last year against the New England team. They could have gone from number 2 in the playoffs. Oh, that's right. We kicked your ass, Tom Brady and company. Oh, bye-bye, Bill. Your little dynasty, just like Dallas. Great show, but you know what? All good dramas end. But this is a Miami team. I think it's an up-and-coming team. Yeah, good win for let's just good win for the Dolphins. And I tell you right now, how much is that little piece of shit from Las Vegas right now? Notice I said Las Vegas, not Oakland this time around this week. John Gruden, you know what? Keep your mask on. Keep your little Super Bowl 37. Thank you for giving the Bucks a Super Bowl championship. But you know what, John Gruden? You should have stuck at ESPN. You were a lot better commentator. The game has far past you, bro. No offense. You're going by 1998. Hello, it's 2021, motherfucker. Go back to ESPN. Oh. Good win, Miami. Congratulations. Keep it up. You are a team on the rise. And if anybody from the 305, be proud of your Dolphins. Support them. And let's just see what happens once again.
Now I'm gonna slightly disagree with you with the Las Vegas thing.
I was saying Las Vegas. I said John Gruden.
Even John Gruden. John Gruden made the ship go right this year with the Raiders. A couple of hiccups here and there.
How did he make it go right?
They did a lot better this year.
No, they're basically like this, the same record almost. 8-8, 7-9. I mean, once again, and I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. I'm not trying to.
You just did. I did finish my point, and I'm trying to finish the point here.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
My bad.
They had key injuries this year. It hurt when they lost Derek Carr.
That was last year, wasn't it?
No, it was this year.
Absolutely agreed.
It was this year. Mariota came in. Now Mariota did a good
Carr
job.
was back.
Carr was back. but they still have a couple lingering injuries happening right now to one of their, I believe they're starting their number one wide receiver.
No, she's.
Go ahead and
All right.
continue. Sorry, guys. Jay had to take a quick bathroom break. Chad, continue.
All right, the Raiders' number one wide receiver right now is not 100%. Their running back, Jacobs, is not 100% right now. You got a lot of lingering injuries right now plaguing the Raiders that are hurting the Raiders down the line. Now, this comes down to conditioning with the coaches. Gruden, it's time to look at a different conditioning coach. It's time to look on how I can keep my team playing hard and healthy come next year to where you remain relevant through the end of the year to make it into the playoffs. I mean, this was your chance. You win this game and you're still talking playoffs. You know, you lose this game, you lost this game, now you're not talking playoffs anymore. You know, that's just the name of the game. The injuries hurt the Raiders. They came at the wrong time. You know, but I think this is a team that is just a piece or two missing from making the jump. They're probably quite a few pieces away from overtaking Kansas City, but they're a piece or two away from being a playoff contending team with the Oakland Raiders. With the injuries and what they need to go ahead and look at in the draft pool or even free agency to bring there to just make this team just that much better and get them over the hump to where they get into the playoffs.
What are we talking about right now?
And I'm going to say, Derek Carr fan all the way. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks next to Jimmy Garoppolo.
We're talking about the biggest Raiders.
And so, yeah, I can see how an unhealthy Derek Carr could severely affect a Raiders team.
I'm going to sit there and say right now, I tell you right now, what severely affects the Raiders team is not an injured Derek Carr, this and that. It's your fucking head coach. No offense, Gruden. You know, you know a lot about your football. But really, what did Gruden do here in Tampa after he led us to a Super Bowl win? Technically, no. He didn't guide his team to the Super Bowl. He guided Dungy's team.
I have to disagree.
We were 54 and 56 after the Super Bowl year as Gruden as our head coach.
Hold on. But on Gruden's defense, salary cap. You couldn't afford to keep the players. You couldn't. He had no choice but to go after washed up players because you had no money.
They took a Super Bowl winning team and picked it apart.
Right. No. Either way.
And that comes down.
We had Warren Sapp till 2005. Derrick Brooks didn't retire till 2008, and Rondé Barber didn't retire until 2016. Gruden got fired after the 2007 season.
But still,
you know, the whole team got depleted. You know, Gruden. Either way, here you were. You thought you were going to sit there and just take over L.A., Oakland, whatever you want to call the goddamn team. You know, either way, Gruden, you know what? Go back to ESPN. Get your ass out of fucking goddamn coaching. You had one great year. You went 12-4. Other than that, you didn't do shit in Oakland before.
Yeah, you did.
They
lost to Brady in an AFC Championship.
No, they lost to the Titans.
The Brady Tuck rule.
Baltimore. They lost to Baltimore. They also lost to Baltimore in the AFC Championship game, and that's what Baltimore beat the Giants here in Tampa.
I'm talking about the year before that he came to the Bucs.
Either way, he's never done anything besides that one great year here in Tampa, and that was Dungy's team.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
who built that defense in Tampa? Wasn't Gruden.
Yeah,
and here's the sad thing, Tampa fans. Guess what? Dungy didn't draft Warren Sapp. Dungy didn't draft Derrick Brooks. Dungy didn't draft John Lynch. Guess who actually drafted all those players? Sam Weish.
So then, did
Not even
Gruden
Dungy.
really take a Dungy team? Gruden took an all-star team that was built, and he gave them the push they needed to take it all the way.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, I don't care how great of a coach you are. When you can't go out there and get the players you need to keep things going because of money issues, and you're not in charge, which is the general manager's job, that falls under Rich McKay.
What did we lose? We lost what? We lost
Joe Jaravicius.
John Lynch.
Lynch.
We had our entire offense coming back after we won the 2002 World Championship. Brad Johnson. We had Warren Sapp. We had Derek Brooks. We had Rondé Barber. Let me tell you right now.
What did we lose defensively?
John Lynch. We lost John Lynch to Denver.
And what did we lose on the offense?
No one.
Joe Jaravicius.
Oh, okay, Joe Jaravicius. Hey, we still had Keyshawn Johnson, Keenan McCardell, Mike Allstott, Michael Pittman.
Mike Allstott also ended up getting injured.
Not until 2005.
I mean, we could argue these points all day. Everyone's going to have a different point of view.
Gruden, go back to ESPN, please.
I completely disagree. I think John Gruden is a good coach, and I think he's finally in a system where...
What has he done? Please, what has he done?
Give him time.
Look, man, Jacobs injured. He's not 100% the running back for the Raiders. Their number one wide receiver, not 100% for the Raiders. Your starting quarterback.
Look what he took over in Tampa.
We have differing opinions.
Your starting quarterback right now is not 100% for the Raiders.
Okay. Well,
okay? There are a piece or two. When they are 100%, look at what they've done.
16-3 against the Baltimore Ravens whenever the Ravens went on to win the Super Bowl. Allstott was not injured until 2004, 2005. Keyshawn Johnson was still here.
But you still depleted a lot of the team because
you did not lose Brooks. You did not lose fucking Sapp at that time, and you did not lose Barber.
I think we're going to bring this one down to an agree to disagree because that's just the way it happens.
Gruden, stay doing what you're doing and just show everybody that you are the coach that you are.
Yeah.
I'd like to move us on to Sunday's games. We're gonna start with the Colts at the Steelers.
Woo!
It was a 28-24 win for Pittsburgh.
What a barn burner this was.
Let's talk about that. How'd Pittsburgh do it?
I'm gonna sit there and say right now, you know, I'm not trying to cut Chad off here. I hope Heather, it wasn't that you wanted to talk to him first.
No, take it.
You know, Indianapolis fans, your team took the foot off the gas. You had a 24-7 lead. You have Phillip Rivers. You got Ben Roethlisberger, and probably one of the greatest franchises in football history on their hands and knees. This is a game that if Indianapolis, if you are a contender and you are a serious threat, you need, when you're up 24-7, you need to fucking put the nail in the coffin. Otherwise, get off the pot and let somebody else take a shit.
So that brings it back to playing 60 minutes of football.
I think that's exactly what happened, Heather. You hit it right on the nail, sweetheart. That's why I love my sister-in-law. She knows where to hit it. Indianapolis, you took the fucking goddamn pedal off the metal, and you know what? That's why you're going to end up number 2 in the AFC South, and that's why the fucking Cleveland Browns are coming out to beat your asses. Chad, please.
I've got nothing to say about this game. I mean, it just, you know, Steelers should have lost, Colts should have won, and the Colts just
Who has the better? I want to know right now, between Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers, both of these quarterbacks came out in 2004. Who is the best quarterback going into the playoffs? Who would you rather have going into the playoffs? Because both these teams are going to make the playoffs.
I would go with Big Ben.
I agree with you. But I don't think Phillip Rivers is that bad as a quarterback.
I don't either.
I would rather go into the playoffs with Phillip Rivers.
And look at you, like you have said yourself. Look at that defense.
I'm not. We're talking about quarterbacks. Let's stick on topic. What you said to talk about.
Gotcha. Understand.
You said Big Ben or Phillip Rivers. They don't play on defense.
No, they don't.
All right.
I
think at the end of the day, Phillip Rivers is a better time manager when you allow him to do so. Now, whatever coach they got out there in Los Angeles right now who took over, took that away from Phillip Rivers when he was with the Chargers. We saw what happened. When he had his other coaches, he had control. They were in there in the playoffs just about every year.
Yeah, every year.
Because Phillip Rivers was doing what? He was managing that team and they were letting Phillip Rivers play his game. I think that's what Indianapolis did in this game. They took the game away from Phillip Rivers
and let Big Ben
and the coaches try to play the game instead of listening to Phillip and going, hey, why are we passing the ball when we're 20-something points ahead of this team? Why are we not running the ball and running the clock? Why am I not taking this play clock down and hiking the ball with 2 to 1 seconds left on the play clock? Why am I snapping the ball 5 seconds left on the play clock? Those 5 seconds add up. That's the problem.
They do.
I think
Big Ben has shown that he will shit under pressure.
Oh yeah, I saw that fucking piece of shit that he left on the fucking 50-yard line at Tampa Stadium one day. I'm just gonna say right now, Big Ben, you're a great quarterback. Yeah, you're gonna have the number 2 seed, but this was just a game that I gotta say one thing. I mean, Rivers and the Colts, you had a great year. Jeez, I don't know what to make I just don't know what to make the Steelers right now. I don't know whether or not to put you as my Super Bowl champion or as another year shoulda, coulda, woulda.
All right, so I'm going to move us on to our Falcons at the Chiefs. Extremely surprising game to me.
Close game.
Very. 17-14. Of course, the Chiefs took it, but man, did I not expect that score.
Here's the thing. Let's reality set in here. Atlanta is a better team than what their record shows.
Obviously.
Agreed.
They are a better team.
I'll agree with that.
The problem is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, ever since he blew that Super Bowl lead, has not been the same Matt Ryan. When he gets the lead, he starts playing like a mediocre quarterback. I mean, he has thrown more interceptions with the lead in the second half since that loss in the Super Bowl.
Yes, in the Super Bowl 52.
In the second half.
It's been mentioned every time they have the game.
He is not Natty Ice anymore.
I don't think it's...
He's trying too... He's trying too hard now to win the game. That's the problem. He's got it in his head that he has to win the game. And it also falls under that...
Maybe it's the coaching.
Well, that's why they fired their coach. Dan Quinn got fired this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean...
they got...
Once again, just like...
Raheem Morris,
Raheem Morris, yeah. Look what he did in Tampa. Right. Look what he did in Tampa. Whoop-de-doo.
And they got Dirk Cutter as their offensive coordinator.
Sorry.
But Dirk Cutter... But
hey,
hold on.
Dirk Cutter.
Hold on. Let's just sit there and say, there's some coaches that are made to be head coaches, and there's just some coaches that are not meant to be head coaches.
Dirk Cutter and fucking Raheem Morris.
Dirk Cutter is not meant to be a head coach. He is a hell of a lot better offensive coordinator than he is a head coach.
Hey, but Derek Cutter, you know what? They might have an opening for, I don't know, a Canadian Football League football team pretty soon.
No, I wouldn't mind having a Dirk Cutter offensive coordinator. I think he's one of the best. Here's the thing. You went out and got...
Jameis Winston.
No, not Jameis Winston. I'm talking about...
Oh, yeah. Like that little black guy from Florida State, right? I hope you can edit that later.
Okay.
No offense. I wasn't trying to be racist.
They went and picked up. Now I forgot. Now I really forgot the running back's name.
Great.
Freeman? No, the running back that they grabbed from the Rams.
Gurley?
Yeah, we got Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's a beast, but you have nobody behind Todd Gurley to run the ball.
Yeah, you have nothing. You have nothing in Atlanta
for a running game.
And
you got
that don't fall on Ryan though. I mean, Ryan's a good quarterback. I think Matt Ryan's a good quarterback. I'm sorry. I think he's a good
Matt Ryan has never been a good quarterback in my. He's been a good enough. He's like a Kirk Cousins. He's been a good enough. And he's just a little bit better than Kirk Cousins because he did get his team to the Super Bowl. But I mean, he did nothing when he was in college. He has done. He actually has. He has no championships under his belt at all in any time that he's played football.
NFC championship. He did.
Well, no. I'm talking about like the big championship, the main championship.
Now I have a question.
No. The Super Bowl.
AFC, NFC.
We're talking about. I'm talking about the World Championship.
I mean, he still hold on. No. A decent championship under his belt.
What I'm saying. That's like the runner-up championship.
I mean, I understand.
I'm talking about. He has it in Pee Wee football. He did win a Pee Wee football Super Bowl.
No, if you're watching Pee Wee football, that's.
I'm just going by with what they've been talking about him. High school. Never won a high school championship with his team. Made it to the playoffs.
Never came close to a Heisman Trophy, obviously.
Boston College did nothing. Really, with Boston College, made him relevant. I mean, but just not relevant enough.
Matt Ryan had a couple good wins in Boston College.
Yeah, but just not relevant enough. Now in the NFL, okay, here's a quarterback that's a product of good receivers.
I was
Dante Culpepper.
This was gonna be my question. Could we attribute Matt Ryan's success or lack of success, either way you look at it, to a want or need for more talent on the team?
I think, and once again, sorry, Chad. I think the whole this is gonna be Matt Ryan's legacy. This is gonna be his downfall about everything, and that's that you had a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl with 15 minutes to play. That's going to be Matt Ryan's downfall. Other than that, I really think Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. I mean, I'm not saying he is Joe Montana, Steve Young, Terry Bradshaw type caliber. No, I don't think that. I think what hurts Matt Ryan is the 25-point lead that you had against New England, and you blew it. But at the same time, Matt Ryan did not play defense.
So then would you therefore attribute Matt Ryan's problem to being not that he doesn't have the ability or capabilities, but more to a mental block from that game?
I think that's what I'm saying as of now, is it's a mental block. Since that game, when Atlanta has had the lead going into the fourth quarter, he has turned the ball over more than any other starting quarterback in the NFL right now. Whether it's been a fumble or an interception.
Yeah, I mean, ever since...
A mental block is just as harsh as a physical...
And I'm sorry, Matt Ryan, you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
He might be a third, fourth ballot.
But does he have the tools? Yes.
Yeah.
I think the problem, and like you said, is the fact that, you had a 25-point lead against the GOAT. Bah! And by the way, guess what, Tom Brady? You're not the GOAT. You didn't go undefeated in the Super Bowl. Sorry, Joe Montana is still the best.
But
Matt Ryan, unfortunately you had this big lead. You couldn't keep it. And since then, really...
It's hurt him. It's haunted him.
And I don't think it's really Matt Ryan's fault. Unfortunately, I don't think all of Atlanta's problems are Matt Ryan's fault. If the defense can't stop anybody, it's not the quarterback's fault.
Yeah, but as the quarterback, you are looked at as the leader of your team. You are the one that the whole team looks to for their confidence, for their gameplay, and if you're and we've seen it in Tampa. We've seen it in Tampa. We've seen the hold on, don't interrupt. We've seen the lay down in Tampa when they got tired of a quarterback.
Yeah, Mike Glennon,
Trent Dilfer.
Can't say Jameis because really
No.
they didn't give they
did. They
love each other.
All right, guys, we're gonna move on. Giants
We're moving
at the Ravens. Score of 27-13 in favor of Baltimore.
You know, I've got one of my best friends as a Giants fan, Jets fan. You know, he even loves the Bills. Obviously, you know, a little Yankee from New York. Rich, I love you. Your Giants really suck. I mean, I you know those 2 Super Bowls against Brady. I don't know if those are just a miracle on 34th Street or whatever, but you know, really, I thought she was grabbing for my dick. But you know,
I'm
really,
editing that out.
I was hoping for the best. But you know, Giants, you know, you had a good run there from the middle of November until the first start of December. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, I really don't know what to say about the Giants, man. I mean, you know, I love the Giants because I'm a New York fan. I like the Jets. I like the Giants.
No surprise.
Oh, now she's giving me this, folks. Holy
That's
shit.
what's in there.
Oh my gosh, she's trying to get me drunk.
No, not really.
Anyway, heads up to you 420 fuckers. Once again, just another what is
Giants.
what a disappointing season for the Giants. You know, I mean,
But here's the sad part. I am pulling for the Giants to win the NFC.
why? So the Bucks can play again against the Giants? I'd rather the Bucks play the Redskins right now.
We'll get into that later.
I'd like to get into something later. Shit, like going to bed. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this game wasn't a shocker to me. I mean, I expected the Ravens win. I actually expected the Ravens win bigger than this. That's the only disappointment I got in this game.
You know what a shocker to me about this whole game is just how bad Baltimore's played all year long.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought the Browns would have a better record than the Ravens?
They get the same record.
Hey, Lamar Jackson.
They're both 10-5.
Either way.
No.
Why are the Ravens and the Browns even close? Hey, Lamar Jackson, how many? Are you watching Billie Jean episodes or something like that? What? Did you take a page out of Michael Jackson's book? Bitch, get back to what you're doing. You are better than the Browns. There is no reason why Baltimore and Cleveland should be at 10-5. Yes,
Anything to add to that game?
No, I said it. I'm over this game.
All right, so speaking of the Browns, we have the Browns at the Jets. Another what the fuck moment of the week.
You know,
Final score 23-16 in favor of the Jets, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, now I'm not. I don't like to create excuses for teams, but if for all due respect for the Browns, they did call in 4 wide receivers from the practice squad.
obviously.
Because their 4 top wide receivers were out for whatever reason. They were out.
COVID.
And why they didn't run the ball more? You've got probably one of the best, I would say top 5 running backs in the league with Nick Chubb.
With Curly. Oh, Curly?
Nick Chubb.
Isn't it Curly?
No, you got Nick Chubb and you got Hunt.
Hunt, yeah, there.
Nick Chubb and Hunt. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. But Nick Chubb being probably top 5 running backs in the league right now. And you ran them only 4 times in the first half. And then when you finally started to run the ball with him in the second half, you made it a relevant game. Why you guys stuck to throwing the ball when you're down to your practice squad receivers and relied on that? Kudos, though, to the fuck's his name over there in Cleveland? Mayfield, thank you. Kudos to Baker Mayfield. He did like a quarterback should do.
Hit me for a minute.
All right, this is. He stepped up and said, "I'm the leader of my team. This is my fault. I did not play good enough. This is why we lost." This is what a quarterback is supposed to do. Whether you're playing, even though he doesn't play defense, and I know he doesn't play defense, but if he's not,
don't they have a Mayfield as a safety?
We're talking about Baker Mayfield here. Baker Mayfield, as being the leader, is supposed to energize and inspire his team, and he does that by his play. And when he's playing sloppy, it's a domino effect. The whole team is going to just start playing sloppy. He took it upon his shoulders and said, "Hey, this one's on me. I'm not creating any excuses. I played bad." He didn't blame it on 4 practice squad receivers coming up and having to play.
No, I mean,
he said that I played bad. That is why we lost. That is a mature leader, great leadership of a quarterback. And you know what? I would like a Baker Mayfield on my team as a quarterback.
I would love to have Baker Mayfield down here in Tampa at any given day of the week, besides Tom Brady, obviously, right now. Anything's better than Jameis Winston. I'm going to tell you right now, the Jets, you as Jets fans, you have not been a bad team this year. A couple of breaks here and there. Sam Darnold is not a bad quarterback. You do not have a bad team in New York. I thought this was going to be one of the teams, besides Buffalo, that would challenge New England, because I really thought the AFC East this year would come down to New England, New York, or Buffalo. Well, obviously, I was right about one of the 3. I really think the problem with the New York Jets is the fact that, management. Adam Gase. You didn't do nothing in Miami, and what the fuck? Now you're in the fucking #1 telemarketing in America. Oh yeah, Adam Gase, you ain't got the balls to fucking sit there and have that fucking New York media up your ass, and that's what you're gonna get. You should have stuck in South Beach, because at least in South Beach, the women are a lot more prettier.
Well, Gase ain't gonna have a job after
Oh, that's right, Gase. You got a small dick too.
All right, so I'm going to move us on that note to the Bears at the Jags. A blowout, 41-17, Chicago Bears.
May I just say this? Jacksonville, and this ain't nothing to do with you Jacksonville Jaguar fans out there. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, but if it wasn't for COVID, guess what? Jacksonville, you'd be called the fucking London Jaguars. Chad, that's all I got to say about it. You might as well call fuck the Jaguars, please.
All I gotta say is, Jaguars, you have locked up the #1 seed for the #1 draft pick.
Please God, don't
use
fucking
it
draft.
well.
Please God, do not draft Kyle Trask. Let him come to a good team like the Bucks. Go ahead and draft Mac Jones, whatever that fucking piece of shit from Alabama is.
The way that everybody,
or Ian Book, draft Ian Book.
No, the way that they're talking is Trevor Lawrence.
Oh God,
is a sure pick for the #1 pick in the draft, and it looks like he's gonna be wearing a Jaguar uniform.
No.
And that's get ready to see the Clemson quarterback wearing.
Yeah, I'm just
going from a Tiger to a Jaguar.
A little bit of NFL history though, and it's kind of funny. There is only one other team that ever started the season off 1-0, and then went 1-15. It's kind of funny. It's the same expansion team that the Jaguars were. Carolina went 1-0, and they lost 15 in a row. They came out in 1995, the same year as the Jaguars, and Jacksonville. You're about to tie the same record that your little franchise, expansion franchise sister did. You started off the season 1-0, then you lost 15 in a row. Jacksonville, you're a joke. I love you. You know what? You're just a joke.
All right, so I'm going to move us on to Bengals at the Texans. Came out 37-31 in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, yes.
I don't like her anymore.
I mean, this is just proof that that O'Brien fucked this team up. I mean, that this is just what it is. This was a team that was dominant in the AFC South.
Talking about the Texans?
The Texans.
Yeah.
And O'Brien sending Hopkins off to the Cardinals.
Oh shit,
yeah. Was the most boneheaded trade of the decade in football, I would have to say, because you had a showstopper right there. You had a person that teams were afraid. You gave yourself a team with 2 wide receivers that teams were afraid to play against. Will Fuller and Hopkins. You didn't want to double team either one. Will Fuller could take you and stretch you down the field. Hopkins was going to go ahead and be your slot receiver and make the little moves that he does to make defenders miss. That trade, it was a disaster. Horrible trade. You wrote your own pink check, O'Brien, but that's the problem with the Texans. They have no security right now. They have no stability in the coaching staff. I don't think the team has faith in the coaching staff, and it shows in the record, because this is a team that should, by all means, we should be talking about as a playoff contender.
Yeah, Hopkins is a great quarterback.
I
think the only security that they actually have in the locker room for the Texans right now is the security outlet going to the media box. This was a game I really think the Texans should have won, especially with as just depleted. And I mean, come on, Joe Burrows was the number 1 pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati, up until Joe Burrows got injured, Cincinnati looked good. Cincinnati's got a lot of good components. They've got a team. I think a couple more good draft picks and a couple more good years in the draft and everything, and build around Joe Burrows. I think the Bengals are going to be a good team, especially in the AFC North, especially with Roethlisberger on the decline, on his way out.
Roethlisberger might be retiring after this.
That's what I'm saying. This could be another Cleveland team in the making. But this was no game in any formation that the Texans should have lost. Watkins, I think you're a hell of a quarterback. I don't know what the hell's going on with Houston. Houston, you have surprised me this year. I don't know if it's your coach, your management. I don't know what. I don't think it's the quarterback. I think there's something. I don't know. And all I got to say is, Cincinnati, my hat's off to you, Cincinnati. I mean, you lost your number 1 pick, the number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrows, and you know what? You guys are still fighting. Hey, my hat's off to the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Mad props, Cincinnati. I see good things coming to that city. All
right. And now I'm going to bring us on to Broncos at the Chargers. 19-16. The Chargers took it. Jay, lead us off on this one.
Yeah, well, once again, this is a game played in California, and you already know what I think about those pussies out there in California. I tell you right now, that Hubert, whatever his name is, from the Chargers,
Justin Herbert.
I think he's NFL Rookie of the Year. I mean, even though the Chargers have maybe a 5-9, 5-10 record right now, this kid has kept his team in the game every game. He beat Kansas City. In fact, that's right, Kansas City's only lost. Well, no, not Kansas City only lost. I'm sorry, he did not beat Kansas City, but he almost beat Kansas City. Almost beat Tom Brady in the Bucks here in Tampa. This is a good quarterback. I like where the Los Angeles Chargers are going. I mean, I've always liked the Chargers, and I think I see good things out of this kid Hubert, and I see good things out of the Chargers. Hey, you know what? This is not your year, Chargers. Regroup, draft good, build around your quarterback that you have, because you got the quarterback. Just build around it. Sorry you ain't got no fans in the stands, and hey, all you LA taxpayers, sucks to be you.
Chad?
All right. Even though the Chargers came out with the win in this game, it's time for the Chargers to depart ways with their head coach. There's been so many games this season that should have been won, but the coach not managing the game. It's your job to manage the game. It's your job to help this rookie quarterback manage the game. And you didn't do that. I mean, there was plenty of times where you should have called a timeout before a 2-minute warning, or you should have ran the ball. You should have. There's so many that falls on the head coach, and you hear the announcers going when they show it, and they look at the head coach asking, "Why aren't you doing this? Why are you not doing that? Why aren't you doing this? Why are you not helping your rookie quarterback who's put you in a position to win, not win?" And that falls on the head coach. And I thought he was a horrible head coach with Phillip Rivers there. Like I said before, he took the game out of Phillip Rivers' hands.
Yep.
And wants to sideline coach from the sidelines. And I'm sorry, people like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers have shown throughout the years now
they can
that
you don't need
that you need to listen to your quarterback. Your quarterback is called the field general for a reason.
Why do you think the Bucs are 10-5 and not maybe say 12-3?
But looking here, Justin Herbert, 28 touchdown passes this season.
Yeah,
they said that's an NFL rookie record.
It broke. Who was it? Mayfield last year or a couple years ago.
So this is a team that I'd say that for the Chargers, fire the head coach, fire the coaching staff, get a coach in there that could develop this.
The Chargers have the talent.
They do. They got the running back. They got Keenan Allen, the wide receiver. They got the quarterback. They got Higbee, the tight end.
And they're not in San Diego anymore, so that's a plus, I guess.
I
mean, I don't care where you're playing in California right now. You're going to have fans in the stands because they realize a bunch of pussies. Oh, shit. Hey, California, guess what I'm doing? I'm touching a human being, you motherfuckers. Stick that one under your belt.
But yeah.
Fuck you.
This is a game I did expect the Chargers to win. I think the Chargers' record should be better than what it is. They should. They're a team that I think that could really give Kansas City a run for the money in that division. But it's the head coach, plain and simple. So that's all I got to say about this game.
All right, sweetheart. Next, girl.
All right, real quick, in interest of time, let's give us.
Hey, real quick. Actually, that's real time. Heather makes some good enchiladas.
We're gonna cover the Panthers at Washington, 20-13 in favor of the Panthers. Chad?
See what a difference Alex Smith makes with this Washington team?
Big difference.
Big difference.
Big.
Here we go. Here's one of your points that you wanted to talk about. Haskins, Ohio State product.
Yeah.
Ohio State product. Can't
win the big game.
Once again, Ohio State quarterback that comes into the NFL, and you can win in college, but you can't win in the NFL. That is why now you are looking for a team, begging them to take you in, because you were fired. You were kicked off the team. You were told, give us our shit back and get the packing. Horrible. It just, but I mean, it really shows you Alex Smith is really an inspiration for his team. And it goes back to the leadership of the quarterback.
I've been an Alex Smith fan ever since the 49ers drafted him as number 1 pick in 2004. And, I just love, once again, just seeing Ohio State, whether they're prodigies or whatever, they fall. At Ohio State, once again, here's the dot to your eye, motherfucker. Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers. Buckeyes, you're a nut off a tree. You fall in the wintertime. You don't even fucking... fuck Ohio State. That's all I gotta say. I'm so happy to see Haskins fall And and the Redskins, or the Washington team, come up with a fucking name. I don't even care if you call yourselves the Americans. I'm sick and tired of hearing Washington football team. Yeah. Come up with a fucking name. But good win for the Washington, whatever the fuck you call yourselves.
And Panthers, I mean, this is what I've always expected of the Panthers, right here. Always middle. Figured they would always be a middle of the pack type team.
Panthers.
Carry on.
No, I mean the Panthers are one of those teams that I've always expected them to be a roller coaster team. Like, one year, do really good, then the next year kind of drop. I never seen them to become a dynasty type team. They've had
the talent to do it.
Yeah,
they've had some good players and they had some good teams.
I mean, this is where it falls.
Just like with Jacksonville.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Panthers had the chance if they would have kept Jake Delhomme.
Oh, I like Jake Delhomme.
But instead, you opted for a quarterback that had one good college year.
Well, Newton had. See, that's me. Once again, Newton came from Florida, transferred to Auburn, and he had a couple of good games whenever he came in there after Tebow, obviously. I agree with you 110%. Newton just didn't have it. Of course, I think his father had a lot of things to do with his college career, which we all know about that with the betting and the scandaling and all that shit. And I think that's what hurt him at Florida. He rebounded at Auburn, but I never thought Cam Newton was the franchise quarterback like what you're trying to say.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't blame Cam Newton for what transpired in college.
No. I don't care about what his father did off the field.
I don't either. But
I'm talking about what he did on the field.
I never thought he did have that good year.
He had.
I mean, obviously against whenever he was playing for Florida, he wasn't gonna shine over Tebow. We know that.
I mean, that was like when teams started bringing in the wishbone into the NFL. Yeah. And the rest of the NFL didn't understand how to stop it.
But if you're a Florida fan like I was, Newton wasn't going to replace Tebow.
No. But
at Auburn, Newton, he gave them a spark. At least gave Auburn fans a spark.
Yeah.
We didn't need a spark at that point.
What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Newton was the wishbone offense at the time.
Option.
Where it was what I'm saying is when the wishbone offense came into the NFL and the teams that were running it, teams didn't know how to defend against it that well at first, because it's not something they were used to seeing in the NFL. That was a college thing. They thought that was put away, and they didn't know how.
Who started that? Oh, the head coach at Florida.
But then here's Newton. He comes in. Okay.
You got to give Newton credit. You got to give Newton credit for that one game against Alabama. The year he won the Heisman, the national. They were down 24-0 in Birmingham.
All right. Well, we're kind of diverting from this game a little bit.
Yeah, we're going back to college.
In interest in time, I'm going to go ahead and move us on to the Rams at the Seahawks. 20-9 in favor of the Seahawks. Chad?
This is a game here that I picked the Seahawks to win.
Poor little Groff and his little thumb.
Rams, your season is over.
Not over, but
they
can still finish better than the Bucks.
I think without Goff at the quarterback, Jeff Goff,
suck my dick ass.
I'm not picking the Rams to win this week. It's just Goff is a big difference. You can't. It's just you built your offense around him, and now you got to completely change your offensive scheme.
See who they play real quick before
they play the Cardinals.
We'll get there.
Oh yeah, Tyler.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But I mean, it just But Seattle, I figured them to win this game. They were playing to clinch the West title, and when the title's on the line, I like Russell Wilson when a tight game's on the line. You know, one of his first big wins and it was down to the last play of the game. His first big win was against Tom Brady and the Patriots, where he threw the bomb in the touchdown pass. He threw it.
One of his biggest losses also was against the same Tom Brady and Patriots team.
I'm just.
But you know, that was a coach's call. I'm not taking nothing away from Russell Wilson, Tom Groff, or whatever. I think Tom Groff is a hell of a quarterback. You know, so you know, you're picking your nose the wrong day on Thursday, Groff. I don't know what to tell you. The Rams, just when you think you want to have a little bit of faith in the Rams, look what they did.
Yeah.
You know, like a couple years ago, 13-3 against the Patriots. Tom Brady's last Super Bowl. I mean, you know, I was going for the Rams. I just don't know. And, you know, now here you are. You had a chance to really put a team like the Buccaneers in a bad situation, which we'll get to in just a little bit with the playoff situation. Rams, you're in trouble, boys. You're in trouble this weekend. You need to win. But you know what? The saving grace for the Rams is Kyler Murray's also out for the Cardinals right now. So both of your starting quarterbacks are out in this game.
He is?
All right.
If it's the Rams and the Cardinals, then both.
We'll get there in just a minute. We're almost done wrapping up Week 16. We're going to go on to the Eagles at the Cowboys, and it was a 37-17 Cowboys win.
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
Agreed.
That's all I gotta say about that. Whoop-de-doo. I give two shits about that game.
And who was it again?
Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you know, turn the page. Hey, Philadelphia, you know, you're still living off of Rocky movies.
Hey, now. All right, so we're going to move on to the Titans at the Packers. Blowout, 40-14, Green Bay Packers.
Aaron Rodgers, first quarterback in NFL history to throw 40 or more touchdowns and 5 or less interceptions in the same season. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns, 21 for 25 in this game. Showed you exactly why he is now the front runner for the MVP this season. And it's just time to crown it to him. Crown it, give it to him. You know, here you go, Aaron. You have won the MVP for the season. You are the most valuable player in the NFL.
I'm just going to say right now, I'm not trying to sit there and cast a ballot on the MVP, but right now, I'm going to sit there and one thing I'm going to agree with Chad, especially about the Green Bay Packers. You are the number 1 seed in the NFC East. I don't care what Seattle's done. You know, hey, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, great movie back in 1993. That was fucking 17 years ago. New Orleans, Drew Brees. Hey, you know what? I like bourbon and all this shit, and I like fucking, you know, Mardi Gras. But you know what? Drew Brees, you didn't do shit. Green Bay, you are the best team in the NFC East, in the NFC this year. You and Kansas City, number 1 seeds. Possibly going to be Kansas City versus Green Bay in a championship game of the first Super Bowl.
And then we're going to wrap up.
Why do I get fucking cut off? I see how it is.
Thought you were done.
I wasn't done yet. Just want to sit there and say, you know, Aaron Rodgers, MVP. Now you get good.
We're going to wrap up our Week 16 recap with the Bills at the Patriots, 38-9 Buffalo.
May I please?
Yes, sir. Go.
Oh, God. First of all, I want to sit there and say this was one of my key takeaways from Week 16. Bills stomp Patriots ass.
Woohoo!
38-9. Bill Belichick, bye. You see that little bird flying? There goes the dynasty coming to another city. Billy Boy, the worst thing you ever did in your fucking NFL career, you got rid of Uncle Tom. Oh, Tampa fans, we are happy, but goodbye. Just like, Dallas, 90210. In fact, guess what? There was a show called Dynasty that was after Dallas, and a spinoff of Dallas, and guess what? It ended too. So your Dynasty and the episode Dynasty, it ended. Fuck you, Bill. We'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
I have to add, not only did he let Tom go, but Cam Newton.
Now, this is where I'm going to interject.
All right.
This is where I'm going to interject. For the past 20 years, the Patriots have been picking in the draft 30 or lower.
Actually, 30 or higher.
No,
There's 32 teams.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean,
They've been 26. They've been 26 or higher.
They've been. What I'm saying is they've been one of the last teams to pick in the draft. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay, so really, by the time the first round got brought to him, you were really seeing more second rounders by that point. That
for them, maybe.
For them. So sometimes being that good for that long hurts you when it starts coming to the end of the coattails.
Or did the money run out? Did Robert Kraft have to worry about his legal
not the money.
Troubles in Jupiter?
No, it's not. It's not the money. It's not the money.
He was like.
But here's the thing. If I'm Bill Belichick, if I'm Bill Belichick, I don't start Cam Newton this next game. You have to see what you have in this other quarterback, because Cam Newton only signed a 1-year deal. Cam Newton is not going to return to New England.
No. Or is Josh McDaniels going to return?
But the whole thing is Bill Belichick is still going to be there.
Look at you.
Bill Belichick has got to make a decision. You're now in the middle of the pack in the draft.
The Dolphins are better than you, Billy Boy. And your defensive coordinator is their fucking head coach. Sorry.
I'm just gonna stay silent for the rest of the show because I'm trying to make a point here.
They were in the middle of the pack.
Because I'm an asshole.
They're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the pack, which means now you could possibly grab a decent quarterback, or you could start finding pieces that you need to help some weapons, because this is what happened to Tom Brady last year with the Patriots. No weapons to throw to. Nobody really throw to. That's hurting them. This is rebuild. New England, you are officially in rebuild mode. Now, Bill Belichick, if you really want to prove yourself to really be able to say, hands down, that you are the greatest coach in NFL history, is what do you do in the rebuild? How quickly can you get your Patriots back on track? And if he could do it within 2 to 3 years, then you got to say, okay, Bill, I'm not. It's not if you concede, or I'm saying if it can happen. And Bill Belichick is one of them coaches that could possibly pull it off. Because it's going to take a lot of work. You haven't had, for 20 years, you haven't had to worry about the one key position, the quarterback position. Unfortunately, Bill, what you guys didn't do was go ahead and put young receivers, young running backs, young tight ends over there. Yeah, you had Aaron Hernandez,
but we also saw what he did. He shot up everything in fucking Gainesville.
And so I mean, unfortunately, but I mean, still, you've had time since Aaron Hernandez to get some type of good tight end in there.
Yeah, because they had the quarterback already.
You already had the quarterback. And you should have seen the end coming with Tom Brady and drafted into Tom Brady with New England.
Oh, with New England, I'm about to say not the end.
No. The end of Tom Brady in New England. Because eventually, let's face it, every story has an ending, and Tom Brady's story was eventually going to have
an ending. Not this year, though. I mean, you got to think. I mean, he has thrown 4,000 yards.
Tom Brady's story was ending in New England.
Yes.
Is what I was saying. Not Tom Brady's story completely in the NFL. Tom Brady's story with New England was ending. So you should have already had your quarterback that you were ready. What you really should have done is looked at what the fuck Green Bay Packers did when they saw that they were eventually going to part ways with Brett Favre. Grab that next quarterback, groom him. Don't pass him on to another team. You keep him because this is your future. He's learning under your great one. So, I'm done.
I'm just saying, Garoppolo. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. I mean, all I'm saying is I'm just happy the Patriots dynasty is done. I'm sick and tired of the New England Patriots. I'm sick and tired of hearing the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady bullshit. I'm sick and tired of hearing how Tom Brady's not washed up. I mean, the man is going to be, he's 30 yards away from 4,000 yards, 35, 36 touchdowns a year with another team after 20 years.
So real quick, guys, do we have any big takeaways from week 16?
I do. I mean, I don't know what Chad's got. I would like to sit there and just say, Kamara for the New Orleans Saints ties an NFL record, 6 rushing touchdowns in a game. The Bucks, first time since 2007 we make the playoffs, 13 years. Hats off to the Bucks. Steelers win. Great game against the AFC Colts. They take the AFC North. Hats off to the Colts. I think this is a game that the Colts should have won, but Big Ben once again in the clutch moments proves why he's Big Ben. Carolina puts a halt on the Washington Football NFC Eastern crown for another week. And of course, can't say nothing about last night's ass whipping on Monday Night Football. Bills, I love you. I'm not a Buffalo Bill fan, but you know what?
I'm a fan of anyone that takes down New England.
And, I just think right now, it's going to be an interesting week 17. I think it's going to be an interesting playoff series and season. And I know I've pissed him off a couple times tonight. That's what brothers do.
We're all tired.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope, Chad, I hope you don't hate me that much. But yeah, there's a lot of plus and negatives and everything like that. As far as I'm concerned right now, I'm just happy if you're a Buccaneer fan. You know what? Hey, this is the first time since 2007 we're back in the fucking playoffs. And you know what?
Woo!
If you're the GOAT,
get us there, baby.
Do it. Bring us back to Ray J, February.
All right, Chad, before we move into our Week 17 predictions, did you have any more takeaways or anything else you needed to add on Week 16?
All right. Yeah. And I'm going to go to the last game of Week 16, the Monday night game. I think we're looking at a team from Buffalo that knows how to win.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, shut up. That knows how to win as a team. This is a team. What I heard from the sports announcers last night, Greasy and them that do Monday night.
Brian Greasy or Bob Greasy?
Brian Greasy. They were talking, and they said they were talking to the offensive line for the Buffalo Bills, and they said they look at Josh Allen as their little brother, who is becoming a big brother, and they take very strong offense anytime he gets hit. And a whole offensive line feels that way, and they will do whatever they can to make sure that man had 36 dropbacks last night and no hits. Didn't take one hit and 36 dropbacks. That means the kid had 0 sacks. He was hurried once and 36 dropbacks. That's phenomenal. This team took on Stephon Diggs. Everybody said Stephon Diggs is a cancer in the locker room. Stephon Diggs heard all they were saying, took that personally, and has become a leader in the locker room. And it's showing on the field of play. This is a team that is not, it's not 1 or 2 players on this team winning football games for the Buffalo Bills. This is the whole team winning. And this makes them a dangerous team.
Very dangerous.
In the playoffs.
Very dangerous. I agree with you.
And this is going to lead into when we talk about the playoffs. Kansas City, you better watch out if you have to play Buffalo.
Very true. Very true. Or
I'm going to say I think the most dangerous team right now to Kansas City coming into the playoffs is the Buffalo Bills.
Sure as hell the Steelers.
100% I believe in the Buffalo Bills.
I'm gonna say I agree with the 100%. Bills. Josh Allen, great. Here's a team though I would not sleep on just because. Miami Dolphins. Where did this team come from? And with Fitz magic, and if they do the 2-shift quarterback shuffle, could the Miami Dolphins be a dangerous team? They do play Buffalo at the end of the year, and it is a must-win for Miami. Just like in a way, it's a must-win for Buffalo. What if Miami beats Buffalo?
That's what we're going to have to see.
That's